What's shaking? It's Bacon, and at the point of this recording, I have played every level difficulty of the Prison of Elders at least 2 times, excluding the level 35 version. I've only done that once on my Warlock. And my question is the Prison of Elders difficult? Now that I've played it enough, I think that looking back at the stream, I can decide, alright, was this really as hard as they made it out to look? And honestly, I really don't think so. I think they underestimate us Guardians when it comes to difficult content, but I think the difficulty doesn't really stem from the content, it stems from the players themselves, and that's something that the stream actually showed off pretty well. I think that when they were streaming, that was probably the first time they've ever played together, so they didn't really have that connection, that bond. And honestly, Prison of Elders really demands a close bond with your fire team, knowing who you're running with and how they play and how to support each other in times of need. And I'll elaborate on that in a second. But first, we ran level 28, me and my squad, and this was so we could get a feel for the Prison of Elders, its maps, the enemies we're dealing with, the objects involved, and the mechanics and buffs. So we kind of got to get a little taste. We got to dip our toe in the water and see how warm it is. And level 28 is cold. It is really easy, so anyone should be able to jump into it with their fire team and be able to just win and get that treasure chest with your treasure keys and get a, I'm gonna say, a guaranteed exotic, because everyone that's ran it has gotten an exotic. Maybe that's only your first time ever. We don't really know because this is only week 1, but I feel like it's gonna be every time you touch that thing for the first time that week, you're gonna get an exotic. And I actually got Suros, and then on the second time I got the 4th Horseman. I didn't have the 4th Horseman, I had Suros multiple times already, so that was an exotic shard, and those are pretty good right now. Now, avid Destiny players will be able to play level 32 really fast because they'll have Crota's End raid gear, and that puts them at 32 to begin with. And if you don't have all the raid gear, or for whatever reason you did not become 32, you can always go to the vendors. You can buy your gear. Get some from your Crucible marks, get some from your Vanguard marks, and hopefully you're at that 32 mark, and then you can jump into the Prison of Elders 32. And that'll give you an armor core. And the armor core will be used for gloves this week, and the gloves are the new light level. So once you get those things, you're gonna be level 33. And at that point, you can highball like me and my squad. Go on that level 34 version of the Prison of Elders as a level 33. Honestly, it's not that hard. All it takes is 1 perseverance, 2 communication, and 3 tacticality. In terms of perseverance, you guys have to stick through it. Sometimes it's gonna get rough. You might be wiping or someone is messing up constantly. You have to stay there because this isn't a raid. You don't get checkpoints, and yes, there is a glitch to jump back into the game, but it's still a glitch and it can be patched, so you don't want to be relying on stuff like that. And because the glitch is so young, it is not common knowledge yet. So it's gonna take a while for it to be common knowledge and for everyone to know what the hell you're talking about. Next is communication. You have to communicate. I cannot stress this enough. My fire team, we were talking throughout the entire Prison of Elders run. And it's necessary because you have to be able to tell people, okay, there's a cursed thrall right behind you, you need to move. There is a wizard in front of you, you need to move. And if you are someone who gathers people off LFG, you probably know that during raids there are people who just sit there and do not say a word or speak and will just mess up and stay mute. And that is not gonna fly with the Prison of Elders. You need to communicate. It is very important. And now tacticality ties in with communication. When I say tacticality, I mean formulating plans. Making a game plan that you can stick to and everyone will be able to play a role in and ultimately reach your goals. Because as a level 33, you are at a disadvantage to these level 34s. And if you get to the stage with the Hive and you have Arcburn, oh my gosh, it is so necessary to make a plan because Oh man, those wizards and those boomers with arc burn will tear you up. You need to take them out because you have to capture a bunch of little spots on the map, which are like mines or whatever. And sometimes you're going to be in the open and those wizards will light you the hell up and have solar shield, which still baffles me to this day. The fact that wizards have solar shield and arc blast is just madness. I call them witches for that. Now, I could give you guys suggestions and tell you what my fire team did personally to deal with certain things. If you are interested in that, tell me, because I'm willing to make a video on it. But honestly, there is no perfect plan because you have to be able to execute it properly and have the necessary means to do it, because there are a lot of variables involved that help with success, like your gear, your class, your subclass, all that, and even your skill, your weapons, everything. It all plays a factor, so you have to pull your weight. Dying in this is rough because you have a timer and most of the time you're kind of needed. People need you up to be able to capture those zones. People need you up to be able to help them take out the enemy. It's really important that you survive as well. And if you can do all these things as a level 33 going into level 34, you're golden. You are doing it right and you are doing it with the right people. So take them in to the next phase. But first, you're going to open up that chest again if you have a key, and you can get the weapon that's available. This week, we have an auto rifle. And honestly, auto rifles are ass, but this one, I kind of really like it. It just feels good. It has a higher impact than most auto rifles to begin with, and it just looks pretty damn beast. So pick it up. I swear you will not regret it. Now lastly, level 35 Prison of Elders. This is a tough one. It is difficult, but I wouldn't say it's necessarily hard. Once again, it all comes down to strategy. This is where you need to be at your absolute greatest. You need to pull your weight and then some. This one has 6 rounds as opposed to the others 5 rounds. So it will really drain you if you're not doing it right. You have to put your all into this one. And if you wipe, make sure you formulate a game plan in that airlock. Make sure you know what you're gonna do, what your next move is, because now you know everything that you dealt with. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, excluding the last round, every round has not 1, but 2 modifiers to it, and these modifiers amplify and work with one another. There was one against the Vex where your airborne shots deal more damage, but when you're in the air you take more damage, and this is it forces you to stay on the ground. My fire team, we just decided, okay, we're not even gonna go for the extra damage. It's not really worth it. Do not jump. That was our thing. When I think about it, it's like being in an NBA game and you have the greatest shot. You are a 3-point specialist, but you're being guarded by the greatest defensive player in the league, and they are just shutting you down every time you jump in the air. And if you're being shut down, you're wasting possessions and you're messing up your entire team. So try to be more conservative and pass it off. So in this case, do not jump, stay grounded, and just do your damage. And now lastly, you're going to be facing off against Solas to end it all. And if I were to call anything hard, this is hard. If you want to end this fight quick, everyone in your fire team needs to be rocking Galgahorn. And if you have the Kuroda's End boots, put them on. Get those 7 rockets. And the first thing you need to do, as soon as you get in there, is, I'd say, run left. Some people run right, but I find that running left is better. Run left, and you're going to see a white servitor. You need to take out this servitor, because once you do that, you'll be able to do actual damage to this guy. Because if you don't, he's just going to be taking like 1 damage, 2 damage, baby stuff. So once you take this thing out, pop that full Galgahorn, and then pop another synthesis, and just pop it again, and hopefully once you guys have all hit him, he will be really weak if not dead. Another thing you can do is add weapons of light. Have a Titan with a bubble that has weapons of light, and you can get that little bonus damage. Do not stay in that bubble because he will teleport on top of you and just demolish you. You're going to want to kind of spread out and have all three of you in a little bit of the same vicinity but different points in the vicinity. So hopefully he's dead at this point, and that will nullify his status effect, which is really annoying, and for 30 seconds you will be pretty much dying. Once the 30 seconds are up, you're dead. It's like having infinite thorn on top of you. It's really bad. And you can have this passed off. People can take it off of you, and then for you, you're gonna have a 35-second cooldown till the next point where you can get it onto you. So it's kind of a rotation of it. And on top of that, enemies are spawning. He has a Scorch Cannon, and it is solar burn. So one good shot with it will kill you, and you have to get these mines. So I'm sorry, Skolas. I really want to kill you fast with these Galgahorns. So that is what I did and what I think I'm going to continue to do. And that's everything that we can do in the Prison of Elders thus far. And honestly, I do not think it is as difficult as they made it out to look in the stream. I did level 34 and we did not wipe nearly as many times as they did. And we managed to actually complete it. And if you guys are interested in what me and my fire team got as rewards out of this level 35 version of the Prison of Elders, a video will be on my channel shortly. So look forward to that. Now I hope you guys enjoyed the video and are having a good time with the Prison of Elders and not that much difficulty. And if you are having problems, I think that the first thing you should do is find a fire team that you can really count on, that will be able to pull their own weight and get you where you deserve to be. Alright, like, subscribe, all that jazz, and I will catch you guys in the next one.